Hello there, thrill seekers. Look at this lighting. My God, I've never shot a video for my video channel outdoors during golden hour before. And because of the time shift, or what is it, the daylight savings time thing, now it's golden hour and it's not even 3 in the afternoon here. So I thought I'd make a quick video today. I was thinking of not making a video at all because, it's the so-called big day here in America and nobody's going to be wanting to watch Zen videos, but maybe somebody would. There's one sort of Zen lesson that comes to mind for today, and yeah, it shows up in a lot of places. According to, I'm going to read you the bit from this book, Zen Roots by Red Pine. This is a really good book, and I highly recommend it to people who are interested in getting a quick sort of overview of the most important Zen texts. This is about as close as you can get to, there's no Bible. When I first started studying Zen, one of my questions for my teacher was, what's the Zen Bible? Because I figured every book had, or every religion had some kind of a book that went with it, but Zen doesn't. However, this book brings together some of the most important Zen canonical texts that are used by the Zen folks. Let me read you the Heart Sutra, the Diamond Sutra, selections from the Vimalakirti Sutra, selections from Lankavatara Sutra, Bodhidharma's Principles and Practice, Senkan's Trusting the Mind, which is what I'm going to read from today, the Sixth Patriarch's Platform Sutra, Yongjia's Song of Enlightenment, Huangbo's Transmission of Mind, one of my favorites, all newly translated by Red Pine. I don't know what Red Pine's birth name is. He always goes by Red Pine, which I assume is I assume that's a Dharma name, but maybe it's just a pen name. Anyway, he's an American translator of Buddhist stuff, mainly Zen stuff, and I like his translations. I have to say I'm more familiar with some of the older ones, so sometimes I read Red Pine's translations and I get nitpicky about them because I'm like, oh, that's not the way I remember hearing it. But I think his translations are generally really, really good. So, according to Red Pine, let's see, no Zen text has been translated more than this one, which is Senkan's Trusting Mind. Trusting the Mind is what he titles it. Whoa, there's my bookmark. He titles it Trusting the Mind. I know it more by the Japanese title, which is Shinjin Mei, because whenever Nishijima Roshi referenced it, he called it Shinjin Mei. And yeah, Trusting the Mind is about as good a Shinjin Mei is just hard to translate. It's faith, mind, inscription. It's like three nouns in a row that don't have any clear association with each other as far as I'm concerned. Every time I look at it, I'm like, what's Shinjin Mei? Anyway, Trusting the Mind is one way to translate it. But it's a series of couplets, and you can take each of them separately, and the most famous one is the first one. And here is how Red Pine translates it. His version goes, the way in capital W, way, like the way of Buddhism. The way isn't hard to find. Just avoid choosing. When preferences are gone, it is perfectly clear. The slightest distinction parts heaven and earth. To find it right now, stop taking sides. That's a pretty good. I was just going to read you the first 2 lines, but that's the beginning of it. What is Ziggy doing back there? Oh, good, you couldn't see him. He was hidden, I think, by my head and by some stuff, so you couldn't see what he was doing back there. He was big. Anyway, so the way I always remember hearing it is something more like, the great way is not difficult, just avoid picking and choosing, or just avoid preferences. And here's Ziggy, you can see him now. Isn't that light make him look great? I should shoot all my videos at this time of day. Anyway, Just avoid picking and choosing, or just avoid preferences. This is probably the single most important teaching in all of Zen, is just avoid preferences, just avoid picking and choosing. And so at a time like this, to try to tie it in with all the crap that's going on right now, maybe that's the best lesson I can give today. Just avoid picking and choosing, just avoid preferences. Whoever wins, whenever the hell they announce it, because they don't seem to be, for 75 years they've been able to figure out who won the presidency on the election day, but suddenly 4 years ago they couldn't do that anymore. I don't know, with all this technology you'd think it would get better, but apparently it's gotten worse. But anyway, whenever they announce it, whenever they get round to announcing it, a lot of people are going to be dissatisfied. Maybe you'll be one of them, I don't know. Maybe I'll be one of them. Actually, I don't like either candidate at all, so I think I'm going to be disappointed if I'll be disappointed if either one of them wins. The only way you could make me happy with this election is they would just declare it a mistrial or something and say, okay, we got to start over, pick two completely different people, and run the whole thing again. Then I might be happy. But I know that whoever wins, I'm not going to be happy with it. I'll be unhappy for a different set of reasons. Hey, there's my preference. But the thing is, reality is as it is. This is the constant teaching within Zen. Things are as they are, and we have far less individual personal control over how they go than we imagine. And yet, that's the one side of the teaching. The other side of the teaching is we are the source of everything. You, right out there, sitting there watching this on the toilet or wherever you're watching this, you are the source of all of reality. So it all belongs to you. So whatever happens, don't be unsatisfied with it. Don't... It's impossible. It's impossible to avoid being dissatisfied by things. I mean, that's just life. That's just how we're built. But I think it's important to understand that things are exactly how they are, and that the only sensible thing to do is just deal with that. Deal with things as they are. Don't get upset because they're not the way you want them to be. I mean, you can get upset because things aren't the way you want them to be. I do it. Everybody does it. But that sort of thing doesn't make any sense. So at least while you're getting upset that things aren't the way you want them to be, understand that makes no sense, because things are exactly as they are, and this is what you got to deal with. So whatever it is what you got to deal with it. But you want my personal opinion? Here's my personal non-Buddha endorsed opinion. Neither candidate is anywhere near as bad as their opponents claim they are. That's my personal point of view. They aren't even close to as bad. It's advertising. Advertising has become extremely... what's the word I want? The advertisers have become so good since, I think, in the 1950s is when advertisers started looking to psychology and trying to manipulate people's emotions in a more sophisticated way. And in the past, 50, 75 years or so, from whenever that started, they've only gotten better at it. And they're very, very good at manipulating your emotions. And the presidential campaigns are essentially advertising campaigns, and they're run by people who are extremely good at manipulating you psychologically into thinking things are the biggest, baddest thing in the world. It's the biggest hype. King Kong versus Godzilla is the ultimate Godzilla movie. I mean, that's what I believe. That's what it feels like I'm watching. You know, I'm watching somebody who's going, King Kong versus Godzilla is the ultimate Godzilla movie. You know, it's the ultimate movie of all time. You know, so the ultimate election of all time. And you know, it's just really not. It's just another one. It's just another one, and we go through them every 4 years. And anybody who'd want the job of president of the United States has got to be insane, if you ask me. So you're voting for one insane person or another insane person, and that's all you got. So anyway, just calm the F down. That's my, from what I'm seeing on the internets, that's my advice to you. Understand that the great way is not difficult. Just avoid picking and choosing. Just understand that reality is as it is. That there's a lot that's going on that's completely beyond your control. That things happen the way they happen because that's the way they have to happen. And if you don't like it, that's okay. But that's the way it is. So there you go. I don't know if that made anybody feel any better, but I love this lighting, so I got to put this video up just because the colors look so great. I hope they come out looking as great on when I finish this as they do on the monitor here, because it's like Hollywood quality lighting out here. Anyway, we will see you again. Have a good time all the time, no matter who wins. No matter who wins, America loses. That's my opinion. But have a good time all the time. And if you want to donate to me, not doing any political campaigning, you can go to the URL that you're seeing on the screen below, which is hardcorezen.info/donate. That is hardcorezen.info/donate. That's where you'll find my PayPal and Patreon accounts. There you can send me money, but you don't have to send me money if you don't want to. But that is my main way of supporting myself, so I appreciate it, and thank you very much. All right, we will see you next time. Have a good time all the time. Bye. Hi, how you doing? You feeling good today? You look good in the sun, don't you? Look at this lighting on Ziggy. He just looks so beautiful. Ziggy, look at me. How are you doing? All right, let's go chase a cat. You see a cat out there? Okay. Well, let's go back and edit the video.